it gets weird because the cuter they get with the relationship, the weirder they look. Like their faces, like what? like the only thing that's progressed in the movie is their look. At first, like I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, you think I'm lying? Look at this scene right here. The proposal.
I love you.
Yeah. That's the look when somebody says, well, I don't love you. We saw this movie, Adrift.
Oh, I saw it.
I saw this movie, Adrift.
At the Bullock, but not really.
Man, let me tell you something. Yeah. Man, okay, so this movie right here, I'll tell you what it is right now. It is a true story, so I want to be careful. You know, I don't want to make fun of these people who went through the hell of an ordeal. It's a story of Tammy Oldman and Richard Sharp. They fell in love. Richard loved to sell. She was kind of just traveling, finding herself, and then she found Richard, and they were about to start this life together. And then it just so happens that the first time they decide to go out, celebrate their newfound love by going out and doing what Richard loves to do, sailing, they hit the biggest recorded storm of all time at that time.
I love you.
Get below! I'm not leaving you! Get below now! Oh my God!
You like, yeah.
Get off me.
Yeah. You can even see that wave talking about, where the fuck you going? That's my ship, punk. You know, I hate that tragedy happened to them and, you know, tore their ship up and ruined their vacation. But
They ruined their vacation.
you know,
That's the extent of it. Our vacation's ruined. They get their deposit back.
yeah, you know, I hate that their date got messed up. But you look at that and it's like, but fuck them, that looks great on the big screen.
Okay.
And then I was like, I'm not really feeling this movie, man. I'm not.
Yeah, because you didn't see it on the big screen.
No, that's the thing, man. No, yeah, because I was like, because that was my only hope. I was like, man, I have no interest in this, really. But goddamn, that wave looks cool.
Uh-huh.
And oh, what is this? I get to see this at the Bob Bullock Theater. I was like, I went in, man, I went in with my wetsuit on. I was like, where that wave at? I can't wait.
Yeah, one of like 3 true IMAX theaters in Texas.
Oh yeah. I said I cannot wait for this, man. And I get to the theater, and when I get there, like I'm going to the big ass theater. I got my surfboard and everything. Like, hey, where you going? I was like, I'm going. Get off me! I'm going to see Adrift, starring The Wave.
I have press credentials.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. And they're like, that shit ain't showing on that screen. What?
Solo's playing right now. You gotta go elsewhere.
They're like, nah, you in the kiddie theater right up there, upstairs, where they put your ass in there looking at this little shoebox screen. And even when you get in there, as big as that wave seems in this trailer right here, that shit was just a puddle when I went in there. I was like,
Somebody
wow.
spraying a spray bottle at you.
Yeah. That's just a sploosh. Oh my God, we're doing sploosh. You know,
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's
jacked up.
Oh, but what about the movie? Oh, that's a whole other story right there. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for Adrift, and I will tell you the continuing adventures of Korey Coleman in the Wave.
You've been to so many places. What's it like selling out their own love?
It's a feeling. It's intense. It's just you and the infinite horizon. You must be a sailor.
You know, white people shit. And water is literally an asshole, man.
The devil's ass.
When I said that they put us in the kiddie theater for this, they literally put us in the kiddie theater. They said, okay, everybody, when you're done, clean up after yourselves because we got children coming in after this. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. And if you wanted popcorn, they said, yeah, you got to take your ass right back down those long-ass steps.
In front of the IMAX screen.
In front of the IMAX screen. When you walk by, you're like, oh. And I didn't even let that hold the movie I don't hold that against the movie. It's not the movie's fault they show on a smaller screen. When I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm exaggerating a little bit. I actually said that this does have an interesting premise. Before I knew it was based on a true story, I was thinking that I like this, man, that they're building up this romance between these two people, and then tragedy strikes. You know, I mean, that's what better way to get some emotion out of people out there. I mean, like I said, it worked for Titanic. So,
sure.
You know,
I liked it when it was Robert Redford.
Yeah.
But now you got Finnick O'Dare. Like, it's gonna be dope.
This is what happens when they run out of YA novels.
Yeah. Yeah, this has Shailene Woodley as Tammy and Sam Claflin as Richard.
Is she talking with that vocal fry?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is. You know, and it's funny because when I saw it, I thought it was like two kids that escaped like the apocalypse. You know, the dystopian future. Just, you know, one from the Hunger Games and one from
Divergent.
Yeah. Yeah, like, man, let's get the fuck away from these people. Sail out to the water, make a life of our own. You know, it's and you know something, I was trying to get into it, man, because I'm a sucker for romantic films.
Sure.
Man. And I told you this. I do. Stop laughing. It's true. Wait, TJ, especially when they have a character that sucks on a lollipop so sexy like that. Suck ain't even there no more. It's gone. He's still sucking on that stick.
Eating the stick.
But they're just going from side to side. But this is a movie. Now, let me tell you what's wrong with this film right here. And if y'all want to spoil it for it, I'll tell you what it is, because y'all gonna laugh. Anybody here interested in going to see Adrift at all?
Not now.
Anybody? I like the way your cousin like, well, I was, but fuck. But are you serious? Like, do you want to see this movie? She does. Okay. All right then.
Wait,
Yeah.
you'd watch it or you're going to watch it? She ain't gonna see that
Okay,
shit.
yeah. I'll save it after. She can walk out if she wants to, because y'all have to hear this if you want it. For nobody who wants
Gotta
it,
hear it now.
You just walk out for a second, because it's been a long time since I've seen a movie that is a victim of trying to be too clever. This movie's trying to do something that you see coming right from the beginning, man. And what they do with this is that the problem is that they tell the movie, it's told out of order. There's all these flashbacks, flash forwards that's going on, when this should have been just a straightforward narrative.
Sure.
The way they structured that trailer is the way this movie should be. Because I'm looking at the trailer right here. It is what you see here, man. You know, because it's annoying what the movie does when it keeps going back and forth in time. Because you keep having these jump cuts where people are like, I love you. Then it cuts to, well, you know, and it's like, fuck, man. Pick a mood. Stick with it and build to the next place. With this, you know, it feels like there's no in between. So you know these people are having they're either having cute dates or they're looking like zombies drying up on this shipwreck, and it ruins the emotion that's between them. It ruins the tension for when they are out there on that water. You know, this is it's just, and really the romantic part is the important part, because when they get to this point here where they're screaming for each other and trying to protect each other, because that's what happens. Richard, he's busted up, man. Leg is gone. You know, he can't move. And she's like, fuck, this is my first time on the water. I don't know what to do.
Right.
And he's slowly passing out half the time. And she pretty much has to be the one to navigate them 1,000 miles to Hawaii. That's intriguing. I'm not going to lie. It is intriguing. But when they keep cutting back and forth, that tension is not there. You would have so much more of that tension if you had felt that there was this real love between them. Like maybe she didn't even want to go on the water, and she was just doing it for him because it is a job for him. He gets $10,000 to take a ship for a rich couple back to California, San Diego. And she's just kind of like, well, you know, shit, if you like it, all right. Well, you know, whatever makes you happy, Richard. You know, can you imagine, like, they don't ever go through this thing where they have their ups and downs with each other. You know, there's not this moment where they have resentment or she has resentment, you know. It's just they're cute or I must save you. And it gets boring. It makes the movie boring. And it gets shallow. And on top of that, the cute parts are just weird. I know. I knew y'all heard shallow. God damn it. No.
We We held it in, man. You could have went right past that.
I could have ignored us.
I really did. I wait to hear something, but y'all didn't do anything. And that's when I got nervous. Like, did they hear that? No, man. But it gets weird because the cuter they get with the relationship, the weirder they look. Like their faces, like what? Like the only thing that's progressed in the movie is their look. At first, like I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Hey, you think I'm lying? Look at this scene right here. The proposal.
I love you.
Yeah. That's the look when somebody says, "Well, I don't love you." It's a cute scene. I let it play out, but it's just, it's one of those scenes where it's like, hey, this is all they do.
Mm-hmm. And I know that I want to be with you forever.
Am I lying? You see?
Oh, God. Okay. What do I say?
She's like, she looked like she's like, this motherfucker trapped me on water the way I could not say no.
Because of the implications.
She's like, you sneaky son of a bitch. Oh, okay, all right, get up.
Now imagine if you saw this in IMAX.
I love you. Yeah, man, I'm making fun of the faces. Obviously, you see it too because they were crazy.
Yeah.
It's excessive.
Yeah. And I would not be picking on a movie like this if it really wasn't that clumsy, because they don't know how to direct expressions in this film. There's a scene in here where you got Richard. He's playing a guitar. No, I'm sorry, Tammy's playing the guitar, and Richard is looking at her like, "Bitch, put that down. You can't play." And everybody starts laughing. The theater, they're like, "Oh, this is not making fun of the movie. They're genuinely laughing. They're like, oh, this is a funny scene." And of course, Richard's like, "That's so beautiful." And people are like, "Fuck, wait a minute, that's serious?" Okay. I'm not lying. People were like, they're like, people kind of embarrassed, I guess, wow, sorry. But the movie's clumsy, man. They don't know how to direct expressions in the film. And as you can see right there, you see how that is, man. That's what they do the whole movie. I found you finally. I love you. Oh, Richard, no, I found you. It's just like, man, shut the fuck. I can't wait for that wave to take y'all's asses out, man. That wave is like the hero of the movie. You want to know why that wave came up like that? Wave like, shut up.
Now let's flash back to some stupid shit.
Yeah. No, they do that, man. It's and you know what? Where the wave is the hero of the movie, the wave really, if they had just knew how to direct the romance between these two, right, and build that romance up, that relationship up, that wave would probably be one of the biggest villains in cinema right now. But what you end up with is a boring movie where the relationship's not real, you're not invested, and what momentum starts, it stops because they keep having these flashbacks, and they do that. The thing that makes me mad about this is that they make this movie a mess just so they could try to pull off one
twist,
little thing. Oh man, I ain't gonna say twist. Let's say
doesn't deserve twist.
No. How this is where I gotta spoil something, man. Because the movie, hold on, wait, man. Because let me tell you something real quick. Because you want to go see this bullshit. So so let me tell you what happens right here. Because the movie, I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but I will tell you what makes it even more upsetting is that, yes, Martin, he's right. It don't deserve a twist. A twist actually is surprising. A twist you see coming. From the very beginning of this movie, they trying to tell you what's up. And the movie thinks it's slick when it's doing it. Like the whole time. They got these long-ass stories that this movie is they tell these long-ass stories. And meanwhile, in the middle of the story, like, oops, did I just drop a clue? Seriously, man, and you know what? And they trying to and they just trying to go through the whole movie like nothing happened. Like, oh, you're gonna find out how that works, and aren't you gonna be surprised when you didn't even see it coming? And it's like, bitch, I see what you're doing. It's all right from the beginning, right from the beginning, man. This is where we get okay. The movie gives itself away too early, too often. I am more upset at this movie for not reaching its potential. You ruined. Now, look, this is just me. So this movie might be a big hit. And I admit that. This is just for me. Because maybe I see too many of these kind of movies and I see these things coming. So you just have to excuse me. If this movie is a success, then so be it. But that does not excuse the clumsiness of what this movie was doing to itself. So if it's a hit, that's fine. But I can't excuse it. This is it did it all. I can understand if it was a big thing, but it did it all just for one little thing. That's a long ass black screen right there. And this is where I have to tell you because you think I'm gonna be too hard on this movie. So everybody who doesn't want to hear spoilers, go ahead, go ahead. Now, you can't be sounding like a mosquito over there the whole time. Yeah. You might want to step outside. Because I can see on the ride home, that motherfucker spoiled it for me.
She ain't gonna see this.
I was gonna watch that on Netflix.
Don't close the door.
No, let's close this. It won't lock. You can close it. Everybody else cool?
Fuck this movie.
Okay.
I think I already know the twist.
Oh, you think you know the twist? Let me. Oh,
Did they survive?
my dear,
the protege,
my dear smart intern over here, Jake Fields. Jake Fields, he knows what's happening in this movie right here. Jake, go ahead and tell me what you think went on with this movie. Go ahead and move on over. Oh, no, you good right there. Go
ahead. You want me to just say it?
Just say it.
Sam Claflin was never there.
Ding, 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 ding. God damn you, Dean. Yes, the whole, and here's why I don't.
Oh, you mean when she found him floating out there, he wasn't actually.
Oh no, that's a true story. He was never really there. It's like she walked up and he was gone.
So here's the thing, Mark. For people who know this story, they know that this guy never survived. But for people who don't see the movie, at the beginning of the film, they showed the crash or they showed the wreck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the first thing you see is Claflin, Richard right here. The first thing you see is him sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Unless this motherfucker's Aquaman, he ain't coming back.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that was odd too, that he could be floating for so long and she could see him and jump out there and bring him back. And you say his leg was gone.
Oh,
I'm like, that's not survivable.
Oh no, the leg was there. It was festering after a while.
Okay,
but Jaws would have had his ass by now.
It's imaginary festering.
Yeah. She was, and see, that's the problem with the movie. They show you him dying.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're like, all right, well, maybe I missed something here. You know, I'm not gonna judge the movie too early. But then, throughout the film, you have they like Shailene Woodley's asking him, so what's it like to be at sea? He's like, oh, loneliness. Hallucinations, and it's like, okay, come on. And then even when you ready to let that go, when he's talking before that proposal right there, she's like, how'd your mother die? If you don't mind me asking, she's like, oh, she died when I was 7 years old by hanging herself. And you know what? I still feel like she's in my life. She tells me what to do, tells me the right things to get by in life. Oh my God, did I just propose to you in the voice of my dead mother? Like, I will be talking to you when I too am dead. You see all this coming, man. It's like, really, that's lazy writing, man. Am I crazy here? I'm not nuts, man. I'm not being an asshole here, right?
Oh no, that's lazy as shit.
Yeah, it's like you didn't have to do any of this, and you still could have had that twist at the end, and it still would have had more impact if you weren't trying to be so clever. Mm-hmm. Oh, ain't we smart? We Fight Club on water.
It's entirely possible that they shot it the way you're talking about, showed it to a dumb test audience who went, well, I didn't get that, and then they felt like, dang, we got to go back and film this stuff.
Actually, no, I don't think that happened. I think that test audience actually liked what they saw right here. Mm-hmm. I think test audiences would have liked this better had it just been straightforward. Because some people came at the theater. And look, I can never speak for crowds, but some people just kind of like, man, it was all over the place.
Yeah,
you said one person was fed up in this theater.
I don't know what happened. I don't even think it had to do I don't think it was they were talking to the movie, but I have a feeling that the movie did not make them happy.
Right.
In the middle of the movie, near the end, we were almost out this theater, and if something happened in the front row, some woman yelling out, "Motherfucker, who you talking to?" It was like a Muppet just got mad. Who you talking to? I mean, seriously, I'm not. I know I use the motherfucker all the time, but it was no. They use those words. Motherfucker, who you talking to? It's like, get your fucking hands off me! And I was like, whoa! And everybody in the theater was like, they stopped looking at the movie. I saw every head just turn. They could give a damn about this couple on screen. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can tell your cousin come back here if you want. I'm sorry. I don't.
He's like, leave it
no,
out
stay
there.
out there. What she get for wanting to see this movie? Nah, man, I'm not trying to be a dick with this. I'm not. And like I say, if the right audience likes it and it works for them, that's fine. I just saw too much coming too soon. And they set it up right at the beginning. And I just thought that they were, it was, they didn't have to give that much away. Shit, you playing poker. That's the point. You just give your cards to other people. Shit, I got to win in here. You want this? Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. I would even go as far as to give this a rental if it just didn't ruin its potential so much. And if it wasn't so boring. I was bored to death in this.
Is it all the drifting part?
It's the drifting and not being able to look at this couple as a genuine couple because you never get the moment to really breathe with them.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, this is bullshit. This
How
is bullshit.
long is it?
And you know what? They have 2 hours
Okay.
listed on IMDb, and thank God it was not. It's actually, it's actually. Oh, she did lock herself out.
She's like, it won't lock. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it will.
I wanted it to lock. Keep it out there.
It's like she ran into it.
Yeah.
She did bounce off the door.
Yeah, man, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, and it's for legitimate reasons, man. I was just so bored watching this. I wanted to like this couple. I really did.
Yeah.
Especially since it's based on a real couple and their real life experience, and I think this couple deserves much better storytelling to show what their love was like, and also show the tragedy that they went through instead of trying to do this this M. Night Shyamalan shit with this. I mean, I think it's kind of disrespectful, but hey, whatever.
When you say out of order, is it like Pulp Fiction out of order?
Well, I mean.
But Pulp Fiction makes sense because there's multiple stories happening.
no.
Like this is just one story that's just
and
diced up.
That's it. Pulp Fiction had multiple characters, multiple storylines, and they all met at the end. It's like we know what happens at the end, and we dealing with 2 people. It ain't that hard. It's like we put this movie in a blender or something.